Hi guys, and welcome or welcome back. Let's see what you need to hear today and trust that you're able to discern what messages are yours. I hope everyone is doing well. I am on a little bit of a trip, so I'm currently on vacation actually, but I decided to extend my stay. So you might see me do some videos from over here. Having great time, by the way. I'm already picking your cards, don't worry. You can skip if you don't want to hear about my life. But I'm doing a really cool thing, which is getting into music, playing music with other people, which is something that I haven't been able to do for at least a decade. I'm not even exaggerating. And it's been really amazing, and I'm super grateful. So I'm in an effort of expansion myself. And then why am I saying this? Because now we're going to move on to the card that came up right as we were shuffling here. The Page of Wands. Someone who is also going for expansion in a way. They're going out, they're leaving where they've come from, they're leaving their home, they're leaving someone behind potentially to move to a space where they can explore. You know, there's a fairy tale of this little boy that goes out and just has this basic stuff because he wants to see the world, and then he eventually returns home because he realizes he actually had it quite nice where he was, you know. With this card here, this is someone who's very, because specifically this tarot deck is the after tarot deck. So it kind of speaks on the energy of each card in a bit of the after state of whatever happened in it. So the Page of Wands has made a decision to leave. He's done the first steps, and here he's already done the work of leaving. Right? So you might have left something behind, or you might have had to turn your back towards something in an effort to expand. And where are you heading to? Yay! My dear, look at this. You got the 10 of Cups, and look how beautiful these cards are. I love cards. It's so nice. But the 10 of Cups is the card of familial bliss, of emotional fulfillment, my dear. When you reach the 10 in any suit, it's almost like you've learned all the lessons that you had to learn for you to now embody them in a way or another, right? The page would then be the next card, the Page of Cups though, you got the Page of Wands, but the page then has learned the lesson, so he's starting to embody what the suit is about. Here you are starting to embody a creative mind. It's fun because you've got the wands here, and it's really all about the fire element, about your expression. It is also oftentimes correlated to the sun. So if you look into astrology, the core of the self, you know, and which you're trying to bring out and which you're trying to share in a way with the world. I love this. And you're heading towards the 10 of Cups, towards reaching this like moment in time, because the suits, the minor arcana, so in which you have the 4 suits, they oftentimes speak on moments in time rather than themes. That's where the major arcana then comes in, right? But here you're in a moment in time, or you're heading towards family, you're heading towards happiness, you're heading towards fulfillment. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I kind of want to know what you left behind, because the way the cards came out and the way I placed them, it is always very intuitive. I always trust that whatever needs to come up is going to come up, and whatever cards need to come out and you need to look at them will, you know. And the way I'm placing the cards here, you got this one in the middle, right? And then he's heading towards, because it's upside on the table, it's the other way around. He's heading towards the familiar bliss, and he's left behind. Oh my God, no way. I just opened it for the first time, but who do we have here? The one that you left behind there is a Page of Cups. How funny to see a similarity in who you are, right? You're being depicted as the Page of Wands, or being in a state of the Page of Wands. But you left behind a page as well, but the Page of Cups. Now, here in the afters deck, so in specifically this deck, instead of the fish being in the cup, the fish has already jumped out. People are jumping deck, is what I heard. People are leaving this energy behind. This could be a person in your life. This could have been someone that you had a connection to, right? But it can also just be general theme of you noticing people jumping ship in regards to a particular way, or you jumping ship in regards to a particular way of emoting and dealing with your emotions, or going after your emotional fulfillment. Maybe you were trying to do this from this emotional state, or from the Page of Cups, or with a Page of Cups. And now you're understanding, no, I need to do this with the fire. I need to use the fire element to actually reach the 10 of the water, which is the cups. I hope you're following here. I want to find out why. And I kind of want to get an elaboration, please, on the Page of Cups first, actually. Can you get me an elaboration on the Page of Cups, please? You have the 10 of Coins. What in the world? What in the world? You have 2 pages and 2 10s. That is insane. Look, the Page of Cups coming out with the 10 of Pentacles, the material world, reaching the fulfillment, right? And the learning all the lessons in regards to the material world. Here you have managed to materialize a life where you maybe have a really good business, you have a house, you have enough money for yourself and for others to share. This oftentimes shows, and here as well, it shows already the next generation coming in and kind of using the resources that the older generation accumulated so they can then build something as well. And hopefully from a place of sustainability, so it's a matter of making enough money for then other people to have as well, right? But I'm not sure if that is the case, because if this card is an explanation for a Page of Cups, then maybe this is someone who, you know people, this is so funny, people who are brought up with everything that they need. No matter, I think it's really hard for them to truly understand what it means to have to put in a lot of effort to actually fill a chest like this, because even if they are doing their own thing, at the end of the day, they are coming from a place of having less anxiety about this chest not getting full, because they have never experienced it. They don't know what that feels like. So this might have been someone, this is a particular message for maybe only some of you, this might have been a situation where someone was given a lot of money into their life that then was used in a way that seemed a bit selfish, a bit self-obsessed. But also what I'm getting is someone who's just emotionally immature, because the Page of Cups, he's learned the lessons, yes, but he's also still a page, just like you maybe left the situation in a haste, because that is the energy I'm getting with this card. I am seeing someone who is in the same way thoughtless a little bit when it comes to the emotions, though, rather than their actions. That then potentially is the outcome, or there might be a lack of action from a place of immaturity as well, or insecurity. Now, if this is not a person though, this could be you were trying to establish yourself, right? Get to this place of becoming the 10 and getting to a place of being able to share with other people. And that actually just took over your mind and your heart so much. So I'm looking at the cards because I'm really seeing this. Look at them, like he's looking at that. So this is also a dream that you're heading towards, getting to this place. I'm not sure, but it kind of took over the mind, and it did not, the material happiness, the material fulfillment is not actually what you were after. Okay, now I'm getting it. This has been a bit of a combobulated thing to kind of figure out, but I understand. It's almost like you were trying to reach the emotional fulfillment, you're trying to be happy, you're trying to build yourself a life with people around you, with potentially a family, because both of these cards show children, they show animals, they show people and things and places that you feel safe with, that you feel safe in. But the focus in your past was potentially a person or a situation where you were going at this from a material perspective rather than an emotional perspective. And the page, and now you learned this. So you've realized, okay, I'm still learning stuff. You're still a page. You're still learning stuff. But you understood that for you to actually reach the 10 that you want, it is not in the material, but it is in the emotional. It is in you fulfilling your heart's wishes, right? Shoot for the stars. You see the stars there? It's almost like that's kind of what you're trying to do and get to. I hope you guys can see me okay, by the way, and you can hear me okay. I know that it's different lighting, different setting. I'm just doing my best to kind of be able to still make some videos for you guys as well, while I am actually traveling. Okay, we're gonna get you some more cards. Now, so we understand that you are now in this new or a different version of yourself, tapping into still the understanding that you're early in your journey, that you still have a lot of stuff to do, but now you are really connected with the why within you. I don't know, do you understand what I mean? If you do, please let me know, if you feel obviously like you want to. But it's almost like I am lacking the words, because what I am trying to tell you, what I'm trying to describe is the undescribable, right? The fire element is the more elusive of all of them, because it's the spark that lights the flame. And in esoteric terms, it's kind of like the energy that connects us all. So it's so hard to put words to it, right? To name the nameless. To name the nameless, and that is that is part of a quote, or used a lot in the Tao Te Ching. Maybe you want to check that out. A very, very nice book. I have an affirmations video on this. I'm going to link it for you guys so you can check it out if you want to, okay? I'm going to get you more cards. Too. Oh my, you have these 7 of Swords. Some sort of a trickery, some sort of a betrayal that maybe came out. You realized something, that is for sure, I think. You realized some sort of trap was there, or you didn't realize it. Ah, okay. Maybe you are retrospectively now seeing it for what it was. Look at that. Wow. The 7 of Swords often speaks, and you see someone, it speaks of taking something from someone, betrayal, and you often see someone walking away with the stuff that they stole, which is shown as the swords, and getting away with it. But look what happens in this particular deck. Do they get away with it, or are they caught, even though they don't see it yet? Now, this could be you retrospectively understanding, seeing the situation that you were in for something where the only possible outcome was you being caught, or you losing out, or you being getting the short end of the stick, you know? But you didn't see it at the time, and now you're seeing it as you look at it from a perspective where now you can see. He can't see it because he's not even looking there. You were that, so then you couldn't see it. Now you can look at it from the perspective of seeing the person, and you see it, and you see what was to come. Or this can also mean that if this is not you, that this is someone in your life or some situation that there was betrayal towards you potentially, and these people are now being caught in their lies maybe, or in their actions. But I do feel, I think it's, for a lot of them, it's lies, it's the way they are communicating, because the swords are the mind, they are the air element. Yeah, and they do speak on communication. I'm gonna need a sip of my tea. What does the collective need to know about the 7? You don't have to be the same person you were yesterday. Shapeshift into whoever you need to be. I love that. Shapeshift into whoever you need to be. Wow, and that from the 7. So you are now learning to see the situations from this perspective where you know what is to come. The way I place the cards, again, very intuitively, the way I place the cards, I covered the trap. And it's almost like you are seeing, right? You have changed enough to not get into a situation like this again where you don't see it coming. You will see it coming if it does. And you will be able to move aside, to not get caught, or to not be caught up in some sort of lies or excuse my English, but bullshit is what I heard very loudly actually in my head, so I had to say it. Okay, yeah, but let's leave that in the past and let's keep that energy where it belongs, away from you, turned away from you, because all of the cards are placed just now. All of these are right there on this side of my spread. So we're gonna look a bit more into where you are heading, which was, remember, our 10 of Cups. So let's see. Okay, you have the Hierophant. Well, can we have another elaboration on the Hierophant? Because the Hierophant speaks of some sort of divine plan, divine intervention. There is something bigger at hand. There is a lesson to be learned. There is a teacher to be found. Now, who is that? The 10 of Swords. Your teacher, and I'm literally getting goosebumps. Your teacher was immense pain. It was death. It was the end. This card, in other decks and in traditional depictions, you are seeing someone with 10 swords in the back. Someone was stabbed in the back to a point that they die. They lose their life. And here, the grave has already been dug. And the body is about to be placed in. There has been some time for processing of whatever happened. And in that time, you found this teacher. You found the Hierophant. Your connection to all that is. Your spiritual guide within and maybe without. Maybe you found someone in your life. Can also be. But I'm really seeing there was an end. There was a death. There was something that had to be buried. Or that you are ready to now bury. You know how sometimes people really struggle to actually bury a loved one after the time of passing, or to actually call someone and say this person passed, because they are not ready to process the death, to process that ending. With the deck here and with the cards today, I think you have, and I think this is now a ritualistic setting of the body in the ground. It's not going to change before the body is gone or after. Before it's above the ground or if it's below the ground, it's not going to change what happened to it. And you know that. So now it's just a matter of doing the thing that you do so you can move on and so you can learn from it. Yeah, so you can learn from it. And embody this lesson to such a degree that it becomes your stepping stone to this, dear. To your 10, right? To the familial bliss. Oh, dear, I love that for you. Oi, oi, oi. I really, really do. But you had to go deep within for that. The stepping stones, they almost mirror. You are going up, but you're going up by going within, by going down. Does that make sense? Okay, what does the collective need to hear in regards to this future then that they're heading towards? What do they need to hear? What if your strangeness is actually your brilliance? A portal that opens to your genius. Oh, that is so cool. That is so, so cool. A portal that opens to your genius. This was it, wasn't it? This moment, this decision you made, the Page of Wands there. The understanding that you are seeing things from a place of, yeah, you kind of got the idea, right? But you're still young in what you're seeing. You're still young in your journey. You're still having things to learn. But you learned enough to see where you had to just shift your perspective. Rather than trying to achieve things from an emotionally turbulent place, you came into a more, I don't want to say grounded because it's not grounded. It's actually the opposite. More like high energy place of wanting to just get stuff done or wanting to just express, having this urge. It's a feeling now even more than when it was you actually focusing in the feelings. And this transition, this portal has allowed for you to stand in your brilliance, to stand in your power, to do the things that you got to do in life. Or it will, dear, and you got to trust and understand that, time is only linear because we perceive it as such. So, most likely things have already played out as they have to, in all or in all the ways that they could. We actually don't know. What I'm trying to say here is, if you feel that this feels right and you're still not in the energy of trusting yourself or really allowing yourself to go through the portal of change, through the portal of, allowing yourself to shine, allowing yourself to be the oddball if you have to, then know that it is coming, and know that it is simply not yet in the linear space. And one more for you for this side. Sometimes it's the season to manifest things out of your life. Move on to new magic. And that is why you had to put the body to rest, right? You had to put that which is dead into the ground in a way to protect it, of course, protect yourself, but it also allows for decomposition. It allows the cycle to restart. That which came to an end is then being, broken down into pieces, into nutrients, into atoms that then can be reabsorbed into this whole system. Never actually leaving, never actually dying, ? But, you're that which makes you up in the physical world is never actually leaving the physical world. It only changes, it only shape shifts, it only allows itself to transform, and it has to. It is the law of life, my dear. No one can escape it. What does the collective need to know on their path now as they are doing all this? Okay, we have a few cards, dear. We're gonna see. Look at that. You're gonna have to face a lot of stuff. Wow. My dear, get ready. Get ready. And don't fright necessarily. I'm going to explain these cards. But what I'm seeing is someone who's going to have to stand up for themselves. Who's going to have to face their own mind or someone else's. There's someone who is in charge is going to use their power in a way that's deceptive, in a way that is hurtful, in a way that is unjust, that doesn't really take into account all of the different layers things can go and ways can go. And it could be yourself. It could be very much be yourself. And you having to fight this inner demon that keeps you up at night. The Nine of Swords is the card that keeps you up at night. Here specifically, you see what is actually keeping him up. And it's almost like a creature, this creature trying to attack him. Scary looking thing, So he's having to stand up to himself, stand up to others. I'm not sure, dear, but this is a matter, of the mind. It is a matter of communication. But luckily, my dear, you have a companion in this. You have a companion in what is to come or what has happened. Originally, you see just one person standing with the Nine of Staves. Just one person, still standing, having gone through battle, bruised, but alive. Here you have two. Here you have two. And if you find yourself, well, no, actually, I've got to go through all of this by myself, thank you very much, then maybe this is a reminder that, are you really actually doing this by yourself? Isn't there an inherent interconnectedness? Just like when we put a body into the ground, it just returns in a way where even if it is not in the form that we know it, it is not left, only changed. And maybe in that same idea, there is a companion there. There's a companion in all that is, and you can trust in that. And even if you are someone who works or thinks about spirit guides and this idea of having spiritual support, so having either people, energies, angels, whatever you would like to call it, who are actively helping you out in the non-visible, then that is also them here, showing you they are there, they are there. You're not alone in this. You're not alone in this. And with this card, being our last card here for our reading, it makes a full circle moment, dear. Because the Death card, we talked about a lot of death today, we did. And the Death card shows in the traditional deck the sun, but it's still far away. You see it in the distance. You see there's something came to an end, right? Death came, but in the distance you see a new horizon. You see a new day. Here it's there, dear. The new day has begun. The new day has begun. The morning, for some of you, has begun. You see the person is now really crying, having digested the fact that the people there on the ground are actually dead now, you know, and you see a king and a queen there, dead. So an idealization maybe of some sort that had to die, or a person, an idealization of a person. I don't know, dear. I don't know, you know best. All right, that's going to be it, my dear. Oh, maybe actually, if you want a personal reading as well, you can always find that in the description. I forgot to tell you. But now I'm going to let you go. Bye-bye. Have a lovely rest of your day.